Hello, my name is Kendra Bergenski and I would like to welcome you to Focus on the Community. Today's show is promoting an important event in Siouxland. It's the 31st annual Siouxland CROP Walk. The CROP Walk is being held on October 14th, and the proceeds of this event go to help over 80 different countries deal with issues of poverty, hunger, and illness. This event is a long-standing tradition that has over 300 participants, including local church and student groups. Please join us now to learn more about this activity and how you can become involved. This Sunday is the 31st annual Siouxland CROP Walk, and with me today is Rita Swan to tell us more about it. How are you today?
Just fine, thank you.
Good. So this was happening this Sunday, which is October 14th.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about the events for the day?
Well, the CROP Walk is a fundraiser for Church World Service, and the basic technique of it is that walkers get pledges for their walking a 4-mile route. And the symbolism of it is, our slogan is, "We walk because they walk." And there are millions of people in the developing world, particularly women, who have to walk 5 hours a day to get clean drinking water for their families, or food, or fuel. And so we walk this 4-mile walk. It's fairly level. It starts at Grace United Methodist Church. And to show our solidarity with people who are very disadvantaged in many countries. And as I said, it is a fundraiser for the programs of Church World Service, which works in more than 80 countries through 400 partner organizations that are regional to that country. And Church World Service does really wonderful work in these countries. They provide refugee resettlement, hunger relief, but they also provide long-term development assistance, economic development assistance, and they do a lot of projects to help communities become independent and self-sufficient. And one of the most inspiring examples that I heard about this year was in Africa, where there are millions of AIDS orphans. And Church World Service has worked with several groups of AIDS orphans to enable them to stay in their family homes. And
to teach them how to care for themselves
and care for the younger children, how to, prepare food, how to have livestock. And
well, that's very interesting. It's a very noble cause to be raising money for. And of course, because it's through Church World Service, most of the information that you're going to find about it will be at the local churches.
Yes. Last year, the Siouxland CROP Walk had 36 congregations and high school groups participating in the CROP Walk.
Well, that's a lot of people.
We had over 350 walkers last year.
Well, that's a lot of miles walked, actually. It's a 4-mile route, but you multiply that by 300 people, that's a lot of walking that was done. So they go out and they find sponsors.
Yes.
If you want to walk, and so you go out and find a sponsor that pledges.
Oh, they can pledge per mile. They can pledge $1 a mile, or they can pledge just a set amount. Right. And I've had a few people tell me that they have to see proof that I've really walked those 4 miles. But
well, well, that's it's expected, I suppose, when you're saying you're going to do something. People want to see the proof of that. But the idea is that this is about fundraising and providing money for a service that is beyond our borders, beyond an American need. It's helping the world sort of become a better place, helping people that might not be able to eat or...
To my knowledge, it's the only annually scheduled event in Siouxland that's really directed to the needs of people in the third world. And that's one reason that it's important to me to participate in it. We do give back 25% of the money that we raise two organizations in Siouxland. So the Interfaith Resources and the Community Action Agency of Siouxland get 25% of our money. Last year we raised $23,000.
$23,000 for a 4-mile walk, which is not really that far.
Yes, and Church World Service really does wonderful work. I was telling you about the AIDS orphans. One little image that the statewide director of CROP told us about was that Church World Service has helped the AIDS orphans in several communities set up their own credit unions.
Wow.
And these children now run these credit unions with virtually no adult supervision, and they come to meetings, they take notes, they decide whether they're going to buy a goat with their money or they're going to buy corn seeds and how much money they're going to put back in the credit union. And to think of these orphans who have lost so much and still being able to create their own independent means of survival and their own sense of community. The director said that he saw children as young as 7 participating in these meetings to decide what the orphans were going to do with their money.
Well, that's very interesting. That would be that's an interesting perspective when you consider what 7-year-olds in our country are doing.
Absolutely.
I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she's kind of interested in coloring more than she is about
a credit
money.
union.
Yeah. So, well, that's very interesting. I did want to ask you a couple questions about, you know, in terms of weather and such. What would happen if the weather was bad? Are we walking anyway?
Well, we always have. We've had gorgeous weather every time I've walked. So,
well, hopefully.
You know, I guess bring your umbrella if it's bad.
All right. And so, what time on Sunday the 14th does this begin?
It's at 1 o'clock.
Okay. So people would start gathering at Grace United Methodist somewhere, I would imagine, around 12:30 or so. And it's a 4-mile walk. So on average, a few hours.
Takes an hour.
An hour? I was going to think a few hours, but I suppose that's
Oh no,
pretty
you
slow.
can walk 4 miles an hour.
Well, great. And on the screen, you will see a number that you can call for more information. If you are interested in participating in the CROP Walk, you can call this number to find out more information. And again, it's October 14th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, this is for Church World Service and specifically CROP Walk. And I just thought it would be nice to sort of end with CROP stands for.
When it first began, it stood for Christian Rural Overseas Program, and it was actually direct transfer of grain from the Midwest to rural peoples in Eastern Europe and Russia who were destitute after World War II. For several years it just became CROP and nobody really thought about what it stood for, but 2 years ago we decided that it stood for Communities Responding to Overcome Poverty.
I think that's a wonderful slogan. I think that's a really nice way to look at this program and what it's really about. So again, to summarize, on Sunday, October 14th at 1 o'clock p.m. is the 31st annual Siouxland CROP Walk. They will be meeting at Grace Methodist Church. Thanks for watching.
From the smallest seed, good things can grow and flourish. It takes time and it takes care. One seed can yield hundreds more, a rich harvest, much like a crop hunger walk.
I can make such a difference just by walking a couple miles. It seems like such a little thing, but it's not. How can you say no to this? You know, I'm changing people's lives, and I'm very passionate about it and very adamant, and if they don't say yes, then I ask them again.
Crop Hunger Walks. Every year, some 2,000 communities across the U.S. step out in solidarity with the world's hungry and poor. The spirit of cooperation is both inspiring and invaluable. When a community takes part in a crop hunger walk, they raise money and awareness to do something about the problem, and they grow in relation to one another and the world. The Central American country of Guatemala is one of many places where Church World Service is helping small seeds yield a rich harvest. Like too many of its neighbors worldwide, Guatemala is recovering from decades of civil strife. Its indigenous people suffered most and are today struggling to improve their lives and livelihoods. Church World Service and its partners act as a catalyst to nurture communities in their quest to feed themselves and become self-reliant. Program Director Roberto Much and local organizer Paula Cano are teaching communities in the chilly Guatemalan highlands to grow food in simple greenhouses, or in rocky areas in discarded tires, using compost, organic fertilizer and pest management, and conservation techniques.
Well, really the work that we do is formation for each one of us, to be able to improve our self-esteem, our work, and our way of life, beginning with food and a healthy diet. We now have a variety of foods at home. With the warmth of the greenhouses, families can plant and grow their own vegetables. Here in this climate and land that we have, we couldn't grow many vegetables before. Now, with this simple technology, we've learned to grow food this way.
My name is Marcella, and I'm happy that a community agriculture leader came and taught us how to grow tomatoes here. And now, not only men plant, women plant too. I'm also happy because I am part of the leadership of the women's group in our community. Yesterday, we went to the market and we sold 71 pounds of cucumbers.
Marcella and her neighbors are growing vegetables to eat and to sell for income. Crop Hunger Walks help make possible such programs.
Everyone, no matter one's faith background, no matter one's cultural background, understands the importance of addressing the problem of hunger. And a crop walk is a wonderful way by which you can bring people who might otherwise not always come together.
Crop Hunger Walks. To some, they may seem to be made up of small steps too small to make a difference. But like the smallest seed, your participation in a Crop Hunger Walk grows to make a real impact in your life and the lives of people around the world.
25% of the funds that we will raise at our walk will be used locally, and it's a wonderful way by which we can address the hunger problem in a comprehensive manner, locally and globally.
Through Church World Service, Crop Hunger Walks help to change the world, at home and in some 80 countries.
Every walker that's out there is a part of the partnership, and when you add that impact all together, the multiplication enables us to raise very significant amounts of money to do the most important work that we do of development and helping people improve the quality of their lives.
In the end, it comes down to faith, the belief that from a tiny seed of hope, greatness can spring.